Stop wasting money replanting your containers every single year. These 10 colorful perennials come back year after year, getting bigger and more beautiful each season, while saving you hundreds of dollars and countless hours of work. You're about to discover the most vibrant, long-blooming perennials that thrive in containers and deliver stunning color without the annual replanting cycle. Before I reveal these money-saving color champions, hit that like button if you're ready to stop replanting containers annually. Subscribe to this channel for perennial strategies that save you time, money, and deliver lasting beauty. And ring that notification bell so you never miss our container gardening guides. Your permanent, colorful container garden starts right now. All right, let's dive into the 10 most colorful perennials that transform containers into permanent, vibrant displays. Here's what frustrates most container gardeners. You spend hundreds of dollars every spring buying annuals, planting them in containers, nurturing them all in summer, then watching them die at first frost. Next spring, you start over from scratch, spending more money and time replanting the same containers. It's an expensive, exhausting cycle. But perennials break that cycle. Plant once, and they return year after year, often getting larger and more floriferous with age. A single investment provides years of color, saving you money and eliminating the spring replanting scramble. The challenge is finding perennials that offer serious color, not just green foliage. Most perennials bloom for 2 to 3 weeks, then stop, leaving you with plain green plants. But the 10 perennials I'm sharing today provide vibrant color through flowers, foliage, or both, over extended periods. These aren't subtle, barely there colors. These are bold, eye-catching, stop-you-in-your-tracks colors that rival any annual. Each plant thrives in containers, delivers impressive color, and returns reliably year after year. Let's break them down one by one. Plant number 1, Coral Bells, Heuchera. The foliage color. Powerhouse. Coral bells deliver color through stunning foliage, not flowers, providing vibrant leaves from spring through fall in shades that rival any flowering plant. We're talking burgundy, deep purple, lime green, orange, silver, caramel, and multicolored combinations with veining, spotting, and patterns. The leaves form neat mounds 8 to 12 inches tall and wide, perfect for container growing. Delicate flower spikes rise above foliage in late spring to early summer, adding a bonus, but the real show is the foliage that provides nonstop color for months. Modern coral bells varieties offer incredible diversity. Varieties like Palace Purple have deep burgundy leaves that look almost black. Lime Ricky glows with chartreuse foliage. Obsidian has glossy, near-black leaves. Caramel features peachy orange leaves. And varieties like Marmalade have orange-amber foliage with burgundy veining. Growing tips for maximum color. Plant in containers at least 10 to 12 inches in diameter filled with well-draining potting mix. Place in part shade to full sun depending on variety. Darker-leaved varieties tolerate more sun, while lighter varieties prefer shade. Water when the top inch of soil is dry. Fertilize monthly during the growing season with diluted liquid fertilizer. Remove spent flower stalks after blooming and any tattered leaves in spring to refresh appearance. Key benefit: coral bells provide color from spring through fall without relying on flowers. You get months of vibrant foliage that never needs deadheading. The variety of colors available means you can create entire container displays using just different Heuchera varieties. And they're shade tolerant, bringing color to shady patios and balconies where flowering plants struggle. Caution: coral bells can heave out of containers during winter freeze-thaw cycles. Check plants in early spring and press crowns back into soil if needed. Some varieties are short-lived, lasting 3 to 5 years. Simply replace them. Also, in very hot climates without afternoon shade, lighter-colored varieties can scorch. Plant number 2, Coreopsis, tickseed, the golden sunshine bloomer. Coreopsis produces masses of bright, daisy-like flowers in shades of yellow, gold, orange, pink, or bicolors from late spring through fall. Modern varieties bloom continuously for 4 to 5 months without deadheading, providing reliable color all season. Compact varieties bred for containers like Moonbeam with pale yellow flowers, Zagreb with golden blooms, or the Leading Lady series stay under 18 inches tall while producing hundreds of flowers. The fine textured foliage is attractive even when not in bloom. Growing tips for maximum color: plant in containers at least 12 inches in diameter with excellent drainage. Coreopsis thrives in full sun and heat, blooming most prolifically with 6 or more hours of direct sun daily. Water moderately, allowing soil to dry slightly between waterings. Coreopsis is drought-tolerant and prefers drier conditions. Fertilize lightly once or twice during the growing season or skip it entirely. Rich soil causes weak, floppy growth. Modern varieties don't require deadheading, but if plants become sparse mid-season, shear back by 1/3 to encourage fresh growth and renewed flowering. Key benefit: Coreopsis blooms for months with minimal care, providing bright, cheerful color throughout summer. It's heat-tolerant, drought-tolerant, deer-resistant, and pest-free. The long bloom period means you're not left with green foliage for months after a short flowering window, and it's native, supporting local pollinators and butterflies. Caution: Coreopsis can be short-lived, especially in heavy wet soil or humid climates. Good drainage extends lifespan. Most plants last 5 to 7 years, then decline, but they're easy and inexpensive to replace. Also, avoid heavy fertilization, which creates excessive foliage and fewer flowers. Plant number 3, Salvia, the vertical color spike. Perennial salvias produce tall spikes of tubular flowers in vibrant shades of deep purple, blue, pink, red, or white from late spring through fall. The flowers are incredibly vivid, creating bold vertical statements in containers. Compact varieties perfect for containers include Salvia nemorosa, types like May Night with deep purple spikes, Caradonna with violet-blue flowers on dark stems, or Rose Marvel with pink blooms. These stay 18 to 24 inches tall and bloom for months. Growing tips for maximum color: plant in containers at least 12 to 14 inches in diameter with excellent drainage. Salvias thrive in full sun and heat. The more sun the better for vibrant color and abundant flowering. Water moderately, allowing soil to dry between waterings. Salvias are drought-tolerant once established. Fertilize lightly or not at all. Lean conditions produce the best flowering. After the first bloom flush, cut flower stems back to basal foliage. This encourages bushier growth and a strong second bloom in late summer and fall. Key benefit: salvias provide intense, saturated color that stands out from across the yard. The vertical flower spikes add height and drama to containers. They bloom for months, attract hummingbirds and butterflies constantly, and are heat-tolerant, drought-tolerant, deer-resistant, and virtually pest-free. The aromatic foliage has a pleasant scent. Caution: salvias require excellent drainage and hate wet feet. Overwatering or poorly draining soil causes root rot. Use containers with drainage holes and lean, well-draining potting mix. Also, not all salvias are equally cold-hardy. Salvia nemorosa types are hardy to zone 4, but check hardiness for other species. Plant number 4, sedum, stone crop, the multi-season color machine. Upright sedums provide color across multiple seasons. Attractive blue-green or burgundy foliage in spring and summer, spectacular pink or red flower clusters in late summer and fall, and architectural dried seed heads in winter. This is year-round interest from a single plant. Varieties like Autumn Joy with pink flowers aging to bronze, Matrona with burgundy foliage and pink blooms, or Purple Emperor with deep purple leaves provide bold color. Plants form substantial clumps 18 to 24 inches tall and wide. Growing tips for maximum color: plant in containers at least 12 to 14 inches in diameter with excellent drainage. Sedums thrive in full sun and heat. Use well-draining potting mix, ideally cactus mix or regular mix with extra perlite. Water sparingly once established. Sedums are succulents that tolerate drought exceptionally well. Fertilize once or twice during the growing season or skip it. Lean conditions produce the best growth. In early spring, cut old growth to the ground before new shoots emerge. That's the only annual maintenance needed. Key benefit: sedums provide color across 3 seasons, not just during a brief bloom period. The late summer and fall flowers are pollinator magnets when many plants have finished blooming. The dried seed heads provide winter interest and structure. And sedums are genuinely indestructible, tolerating heat, drought, neglect, and poor soil without complaint. Caution: the only way to kill sedum is overwatering in poorly draining soil. Use containers with drainage holes and avoid keeping soil constantly wet. Also, sedums need full sun. In shade, they become leggy and weak, and stems can flop open in the center if grown in rich soil. Use lean conditions for compact growth. Plant number 5, daylily, the rainbow bloomer. Daylilies produce trumpet-shaped flowers in virtually every color except true blue. Yellows, oranges, reds, pinks, purples, near whites, and multicolored combinations with contrasting throats, edges, or eyes. The color range is astonishing, and modern varieties bloom for extended periods. Compact varieties bred for containers like Stella d'Oro with golden yellow flowers, Happy Returns with lemon yellow blooms, or Pardon Me with deep red flowers stay under 2 feet tall and rebloom multiple times throughout summer. Growing tips for maximum color. Plant in containers at least 14 to 16 inches in diameter filled with rich, well-draining potting mix. Daylilies thrive in full sun to part shade, though flowering is best with at least 6 hours of sun. Water consistently during the growing season. Fertilize monthly with balanced liquid fertilizer to support continuous blooming. Daylilies are heavy feeders in containers. Deadheading isn't necessary but improves appearance and may encourage additional blooms with reblooming varieties. Simply snap off spent flowers at their base. Key benefit: daylilies offer incredible color diversity, allowing you to choose from hundreds of varieties in every shade imaginable. Reblooming varieties flower multiple times throughout summer, extending the color show. They're virtually indestructible, tolerating heat, cold, drought, and neglect, and they're completely pest and disease-free in most regions. Caution: daylilies multiply rapidly, becoming root-bound in containers within 3 to 4 years. Divide every few seasons, splitting clumps into multiple plants and refreshing soil. This rejuvenates plants and gives you extras. Also, individual flowers last only 1 day, but established plants produce dozens of buds for weeks of continuous bloom. Plant number 6, hardy geranium, cranesbill, the cottage garden. Gem hardy geraniums, also called cranesbill, are true perennials with delicate, 5-petaled flowers in shades of blue, purple, pink, magenta, or white. They bloom from late spring through summer and often rebloom in fall. The foliage is attractive too, often developing good fall color in shades of red, orange, or burgundy. Compact varieties perfect for containers include Roseanne with blue-purple flowers that bloom for months, Biocovo with pink-white blooms, or varieties like Johnson's Blue with pure blue flowers. These stay under 18 inches tall and form neat mounds. Growing tips for maximum color. Plant in containers at least 12 inches in diameter filled with well-draining potting mix. Hardy geraniums thrive in full sun to part shade, with flowering best in sun. Water consistently to keep soil evenly moist, especially during flowering. Fertilize monthly during the growing season with balanced liquid fertilizer. After the first bloom flush, shear plants back by 1/3. This promotes dense, bushy regrowth and often triggers a strong rebloom in fall. Key benefit: hardy geraniums provide soft, cottage garden charm with delicate flowers that bloom for extended periods. Varieties like Roseanne bloom for 4 to 5 months continuously. The foliage often has good fall color, extending seasonal interest. They're deer-resistant, relatively pest-free, and cold-hardy to zone 5 or below. Caution: hardy geraniums can become floppy and open-centered after the first bloom flush. The mid-season shearing mentioned above solves this, forcing compact regrowth. Also, not all varieties are equally cold-hardy. Check hardiness zones before purchasing. Most are hardy to zone 5, but some tender varieties are only hardy to zone 7. Plant number 7, dwarf catmint. The lavender blue cloud. Dwarf catmint varieties produce billowing mounds of aromatic gray-green foliage covered in spikes of lavender blue flowers from late spring through fall. The flowers are abundant and bloom continuously without deadheading, creating clouds of soft color. Compact varieties like Cat's Pajamas or Junior Walker stay under 12 to 15 inches tall while blooming non-stop for months. The aromatic foliage releases a pleasant scent when brushed. Growing tips for maximum color. Plant in containers at least 12 inches in diameter with excellent drainage. Catmint thrives in full sun to part shade, with best flowering in sun. Water moderately, allowing soil to dry between waterings. Catmint is drought-tolerant once established. Fertilize lightly or not at all. Lean conditions produce compact growth and better flowering. After the first major bloom flush in early summer, shear plants back by 1/3. This encourages dense regrowth and a strong rebloom in late summer and fall. Key benefit: catmint blooms for months without deadheading, providing continuous soft lavender blue color. It's heat-tolerant, drought-tolerant, deer-resistant, rabbit-resistant, and virtually pest-free. The aromatic foliage naturally repels pests, and it's a pollinator magnet, attracting bees and butterflies constantly. Caution: cats are attracted to catmint and may roll in it, potentially damaging young plants. Protect with wire cages if neighborhood cats visit. Also, catmint needs full sun for compact growth. In shade, it becomes leggy and weak, and it requires excellent drainage. Wet soil causes root rot. Plant number 8, Russian sage, the silvery blue showstopper. Russian sage combines silvery gray foliage with airy spikes of lavender blue flowers from midsummer through fall. The entire plant is aromatic, and the light, ethereal texture provides a unique color element that's both foliage and flower. This woody perennial grows rapidly, reaching 2 to 3 feet tall in a single season. Compact varieties like Little Spire stay under 2 feet, perfect for containers. Growing tips for maximum color: plant in containers at least 14 to 16 inches in diameter with excellent drainage. Russian sage thrives in full sun and heat. The more, the better. Water sparingly once established. Russian sage is drought-tolerant and prefers drier conditions. Skip fertilizer entirely. Rich soil causes weak, floppy growth. In early spring before new growth starts, cut the entire plant back to 6 to 8 inches above soil level. This forces dense, bushy growth from the base. Key benefit: Russian sage provides months of color through both silvery foliage and lavender flowers. It's heat-tolerant, drought-tolerant, deer-resistant, rabbit-resistant, and pest-free. The aromatic foliage has a pleasant scent, and it requires minimal maintenance beyond an annual spring cutback. Caution: Russian sage must have full sun and excellent drainage. In shade or wet soil, it becomes weak and sparse. Also, the base becomes woody over time, which is normal. Don't cut into old wood when pruning. Cut just above where new green growth emerges in spring. Plant number 9, Black-eyed Susan, the golden native. Black-eyed Susans produce cheerful golden yellow flowers with dark centers from midsummer through fall. The bright, bold color is unmistakable and visible from across the yard. Modern varieties bloom continuously for months. Compact varieties bred for containers like Little Gold Star, American Gold Rush, or Tiger Eye stay under 2 feet tall while producing dozens of flowers. The flowers attract butterflies, bees, and seed-eating birds. Growing tips for maximum color: plant in containers at least 12 to 14 inches in diameter filled with well-draining potting mix. Black-eyed Susans thrive in full sun and heat, blooming most prolifically with 6 or more hours of direct sun. Water moderately, allowing soil to dry slightly between waterings. Fertilize lightly monthly during the growing season. Deadheading isn't necessary with modern varieties, but removing spent flowers prevents excessive self-seeding. Key benefit: Black-eyed Susans provide bright, cheerful color during the hottest part of summer when many perennials slow down. They're native plants that support local pollinators and wildlife. They're heat-tolerant, drought-tolerant, pest-free, and disease-resistant. And they bloom for months with minimal care. Caution: Black-eyed Susans self-seed prolifically. Deadhead to prevent seedlings in neighboring containers. They can also suffer from powdery mildew in humid conditions, though this rarely affects flowering and occurs late in the season. Choose mildew-resistant varieties for best performance. Plant number 10, Ornamental Grasses, the textural color element. Ornamental grasses provide color through foliage, not flowers, in shades of blue, gold, burgundy, variegated patterns, or color-changing displays. Compact varieties perfect for containers deliver multi-season interest with spring and summer foliage color, fall color changes, and winter structure. Blue fescue forms tidy, spiky mounds of steel blue foliage 8 to 12 inches tall. Japanese forest grass features cascading golden or variegated foliage 12 to 18 inches tall. Dwarf fountain grass produces burgundy foliage and feathery plumes. Growing tips for maximum color: choose truly compact varieties bred for containers. Plant in containers at least 12 inches in diameter filled with well-draining potting mix. Most grasses thrive in full sun, though Japanese forest grass prefers part shade. Water consistently during establishment, then moderately once growing well. Fertilize monthly during the growing season. Cut grasses back to 3 to 4 inches in early spring before new growth emerges. This annual cutback keeps grasses looking fresh and tidy. Key benefit: grasses provide color through foliage across multiple seasons. Blue fescue offers steel blue color year-round. Japanese forest grass glows golden all season and turns orange in fall. Dwarf fountain grass has burgundy foliage spring through fall. This is long-lasting color without relying on brief bloom periods. Grasses also add movement and texture, creating dynamic displays. Caution: choose truly dwarf varieties. Full-sized grasses quickly overwhelm containers. Look for words like dwarf, compact, or miniature in variety names. Also, grasses are deciduous, dying back in fall. The dried foliage provides winter interest, but if you prefer year-round green, pair grasses with evergreen perennials. Section 11. Creating colorful container combinations. Single variety containers are beautiful, but combining these perennials creates even more dramatic displays. Here's how to create colorful combinations. Color theory basics. Use complementary colors for bold contrast. Purple salvia with golden coreopsis creates vibrant tension. Or use analogous colors for harmonious blends. Blue catmint with purple-leaved coral bells flows smoothly. Thriller, filler, spiller formula. Use an upright plant as the thriller, like salvia or ornamental grass. Add mounding plants as fillers, like coral bells or hardy geranium. Include trailing plants as spillers, though most perennials on this list don't trail. Combine with trailing annuals if needed. Texture contrast. Pair fine-textured plants like ornamental grasses or catmint with bold-leaved plants like coral bells or hostas. The contrast makes both more interesting. Bloom time coordination. Choose perennials that bloom simultaneously for maximum impact, or stagger bloom times for continuous color across the season. Early bloomers like hardy geranium paired with late bloomers like sedum extend the color show. Foliage as foundation. Use colorful foliage plants like coral bells or ornamental grasses as the base, then add flowering perennials. The foliage provides color when flowers fade. Height variation. Layer plants with different mature heights. Tall plants in back or center, medium plants mid-level, short plants in front or edges. This creates depth and showcases all plants. Container size matters. For combinations, use containers at least 16 to 18 inches in diameter to accommodate multiple plants comfortably. Section 12. Successfully overwintering container. Container perennials need winter protection in cold climates because roots are more exposed to freezing than in-ground plants. Here's how to overwinter successfully. Cold climate strategies, zones 5 and below. Insulation method. Group containers together against a sheltered wall, preferably south or east facing. Wrap grouped containers with bubble wrap or burlap for insulation. Mulch over soil surface with straw, shredded leaves, or evergreen boughs. This protects roots from temperature extremes. Garage or shed storage. Move containers to unheated garages or sheds where temperatures stay above zero but below 45 degrees. Water occasionally during winter, about once a month, just enough to keep roots from drying completely. Bury containers. Dig holes in the ground and sink containers to their rims. Mulch over the surface. This gives roots the same protection as in-ground plants. Hardy variety selection. Choose perennials hardy to at least 2 zones colder than your area when growing in containers. If you're in Zone 6, choose Zone 4. Hardy plants. Moderate climate strategies, Zones 6 to 7. Group containers in sheltered locations and mulch soil surface. Most perennials survive with minimal protection. Warm climate strategies, Zones 8 and above. No special winter protection needed. Continue normal watering on a reduced schedule. Spring emergence. Don't panic if perennials emerge late in spring. Container soil warms slowly. Be patient and wait for growth. And there you have it. 10 colorful perennials that thrive in containers and return year after year, eliminating the annual replanting cycle and saving you time and money. These are the plants that make perennial container gardening worth the investment. Thanks for watching this colorful perennial guide. If this video convinced you that perennials can provide serious color in containers, smash that like button right now. Subscribe to this channel for more perennial strategies that save money and deliver lasting beauty without annual replanting. Comment below and tell me which colorful perennial you'll try first in containers. I'll see you in the next video with even more container gardening success strategies. Happy perennial planting!